Hey everybody, Jay Barino here, thanks for joining me today. Let's do a channel update video. It's been some time. I have some series coming to a close and I want to talk about what new ones I am going to create to replace them. And the main thing on my mind for my channel is the ongoing mini-map Barino. Today is April 15th, so you have exactly 1 month till the end of May 15th to submit a single map for Warcraft or StarCraft. You send it my way, again, by the end of May 15th, and I will showcase it. That's just the whole point of the Mapperino event. It's just that simple. And I'm also looking for more folks to showcase. So if you join the J Burrito Discord and private message me your interest in this, that means that you're willing to play the Mapperino submissions and create your own text, audio, or visual feedback reviews, and I will then post links to those wherever you've hosted them on my own showcase videos. To make it more of a community event, the creators and also viewers are getting feedback from more than just one source, namely me. So I think that would be cool. I already have 3 folks who are willing to do so. You can volunteer to just showcase one specific game, or as long as you do it by a game category. If you're willing to commit to showcase all of just the Warcraft 3 entries, for example, that would be perfectly fine. Although it also would be cool to have anybody who's willing to play all of the submissions across all the games. Alright, so let's talk about channel series. And I'm going to start with the one thing that I felt has been sort of just a weight on my shoulders since I started it, which is Warcraft 3 Reforged. As of today, I have only 1 remaining video to record for Warcraft 3 Reforged, and that's a Symphony of Frost and Flame. Well, I take that back. I'm also going to record the Rexar campaigns, but that one is, even though it's kind of time-consuming, it's relaxing and sort of a joke. But once I finish a Symphony of Frost and Flame, I'm just ready to be done with Warcraft 3 Reforged, mostly because I just feel like it sucked a lot of the motivation away from me wanting to record anything, not just Warcraft 3, but just recording in general. I don't know what it is, but Warcraft 3 Reforged specifically. And it's interesting because a lot of folks want it, but I feel like a lot of folks also just want to hate watch it, and I'm just the messenger. I was going to play it anyway on my own time, but something about recording it, and yes, I did just play Classic recently, and I'm actually quite proud of how that series went, but something about this Reforged series, again, it just felt sort of like a weight, and I was committed to doing it, so I wasn't like I was ready to give up, but I did take breaks in between each campaign, so it wasn't that I was recording it even though I didn't want to necessarily, but I did wait until I felt slightly motivated to play it. But now that it's done, it's just sort of like a cleanse, and I can move on to some new stuff. So specifically, the things that I'm looking at playing, number 1 is it's UED AIP, which is a Brood War mod created by Necron, which is sort of like a remix. It's hard to explain because there's so many complex changes, but it's sort of like a remix of the Brood War campaigns of episodes 4, 5, and 6. Just major AI changes, major terrain changes, a lot of AI allies, for example. Again, all the enemies and allies are custom scripted. There's a day-night cycle. There's a custom UED tech tree. So I'm looking at trying that out. What I'm not sure about is if I'm going to play every single mission, for example, because again, that's a pretty big commitment, and they're pretty time-consuming. So it's like I kind of want to highlight the best parts of it, but I'm just going to start it, and we'll see where it goes from there. And then next up, I've talked about playing Doom mods, and this sort of opens up a different genre in general on my channel. And I have played Doom 2016 in the past, and I've recently finished my Doom Eternal playthrough, and I hope all the folks that did watch that enjoyed that, and I'm glad that did reach, even if it was a mildly sized audience on my channel, I enjoyed playing it and was going to record a series for it regardless. So I'm going to look into playing some FPS throwbacks, so starting with Doom mods. And I don't see much of a point in playing original Doom and Doom 2 and Final Doom at this point. I really just want to get into the mods. So maybe I could play a couple episodes of Ultimate Doom with Meta Doom applied, and then play Doom 2 or part of Doom 2 with Brutal Doom applied. You know, some of these mega wads that really just changed the entire scope of the game. But then I also want to get into map packs. So rather than playing through the entirety of all the episodes of the original vanilla games, I'm really just going to look into jumping into some custom mods, and we can apply some of the mega wads to the vanilla maps, but I won't necessarily play every single vanilla map. So that's how I'm looking at approaching Doom mods, and talking about these FPS throwback games. There are 3 in particular, and they're all on different engines, so I think that would be a cool diaspora. And the 3 that I'm thinking of, a Medieval is one that I'm really interested in, and that's in the Unreal Engine. Dusk, which is in Unity. I'm kind of skeptical about that one, but it has gotten really good feedback. And then Ion Fury, which is Build Engine, which is sort of like the real spiritual successor to Duke Nukem 3D. So those are the three, and then on top of the Doom mods, which is obviously in the Doom engine, again, I think gives us a really cool spread of both old and new first-person shooters in like the 2.5D space. So that's what I'm going to be playing on my days off, and I don't really have a schedule for those, but when I pick them up, I'm going to just blast through them and record them, because when I have a game that I really like, as you saw with Doom Eternal, I record it very quickly, and I release the videos very quickly. So that's just how those series are going to go, and those are the four, again, that I think would be really good showcases for my interest in first-person shooters and just sort of dipping my toes into the genre as a whole. All right, and then lastly, I want to talk about Command & Conquer. So we're reaching the end of Red Alert 2, and then after that I will play Yuri's Revenge, so within a couple months we'll be done with Red Alert 2, and that leaves Command & Conquer 4, which, to be frank, I'm just not going to play it, all right? It maybe is like a silly, like, 1 or 2 off video, but I'm just not going to play that game. And then the originals, and we have remasters coming up for those, so I think for now, until the remasters are released, I'm just done with Command & Conquer. I've enjoyed my time with them enough, but I'm ready to move on to a different franchise. It's been over a year I've been playing this, and a lot of the community mods are multiplayer focused, and the most well-known single-player mod, I think, through the whole franchise is Mental Omega for Red Alert 2, which is just sort of outside my purview. I mean, to be fair, the way that I got better at StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3 was by playing community mods, so the same could be said of Mental Omega, right? I'd be terrible at it, and it would force me to get better. But I'm just not interested, to be clear. I think Command & Conquer, again, it was sort of like a breath of fresh air as I worked my way through these games that I sort of missed out on when they were released, and now I'm ready to move on to something new. And what I shared with my channel members at the beginning of the year in January that I will now share with the rest of you is I'm going to be looking at Age of Empires. So specifically starting with Age of Empires 2, and I really, similar to what I've been saying with the Doom mods, is I really want to move quickly into community-focused stuff, community campaigns. So I will play portions of the vanilla campaigns, but there are a lot of them. So rather than playing those for like 2 years on my channel with 2 upload days a week, I want to play some of those vanilla campaigns, but then I really want to mix in and intersperse community custom campaigns rather than only playing the base game, getting burnt out, and then not wanting to bother, like what's happening now with Command & Conquer. I'd like to get acclimated with the game and then see what the community is working on. So that's my plan for Age of Empires. So with this first-person stuff, as well as Command & Conquer into Age of Empires, as well as UED AIP, a lot of these is just starting these new series, seeing how they go, seeing how they motivate me to continue playing, and then I will decide again how I will schedule them. But I hope these are all things that you're interested in. StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3 typical uploads will continue on the same days that they are. I do plan on continuing Direct Strike as well. I think what I will do is upload those videos alongside the same day that I upload the weekly mutations. And if you didn't know, Deltrin is taking a break from the weekly mutations, I think having to do something with the quarantine. He's doing fine. He pops in on the Discord and chats every so often, but he's not recording anything right now. So I am recording the weekly mutations with resident StarCraft lore master Subsaurian in the meantime, having a good time with that. And then on those same days, I will continue occasionally uploading Direct Strike. I don't know if... It depends on how often I play it. But if I get a good recording session in, I will continue uploading those on a weekly basis on Wednesday. Cool. So that's that. I think for StarCraft 2, we're working on... I'm playing through Invicta, and that'll last us for several months. And then there's a translated new Russian campaign that was sent my way that I'll check out after that. StarCraft 2, I've just been plugging along, uploading 1 a week for a while now, and people are making things at just the right pace for StarCraft 2 that I can release and not run out of content. And I also want to check out the 3-player Heart of the Swarm campaign. I played with Deltrin and Azathan, the original Wings of Liberty one, and then I will check out the Heart of the Swarm one soon. TM. But that one's definitely in my mind, on the docket, where I will be playing through that with 2 other people eventually. And then for Warcraft 3, I'm currently working on the Matthias Chronicles, and if you're unaware, I'm playing custom campaigns for Warcraft 3 on the PTR, which is version 1.3.1.1, which does allow me to play older campaigns to a degree. The older it is, the more likely it's going to have major bugs because of the versioning, but it works well enough. So we're just going to be working through Matthias Chronicles, the remake that MedMap Guy has released, that was originally released by The Savage Potato. And then from there, I've never played the Chosen Ones. I may have to downgrade my game more in order to play that one. I've also never played what's the anime campaign? That's a huge commitment because of how large it is. And I have to be honest, that one's never really appealed to me per se. But again, it's something that a lot of people have played and have recommended to me, so I think it's something I should probably check out. Again, might be versioning issues, but I hope the PTR stays on the current version and they don't jump it up to 1.32. If so, that means I have to get a cracked version of the game and downgrade it. Whatever. That doesn't concern you. Don't worry about that. Anyway, those are all the series I'm thinking about right now, and we're gonna start the new ones very soon. And again, a lot of it was just getting this Reforged series off my back. It's done. I'm happy to have done it, and I'm happy that it's done. And I'm glad that people did enjoy it, even though it was pretty much the exact same game with barely noticeable changes. But regardless, we're moving on. I'm looking forward to the refresh, and I'm feeling a lot more motivated to try new stuff and move into new franchises now, and I'm excited about that. So I hope you are too, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.